Girl, no. All right, I'm going to Publix. All right, easy bakers. So today we're going to be doing a spear birthday cake. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Darren Freeman, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. So you guys, I got some Wilton 3D ball cake pans, and I'm going to place them on a sheet pan. They come in these little small rings that you can just go ahead and place those on. And you're gonna do what you normally would do with your cakes, butter them generously and flour them so they can be removed easily. So now I'm just gonna fill those up about a quarter of the way and with my vanilla batter, shake them, get those air bubbles out, and bake them. And if you guys want to know a more detailed video, I will link my vanilla cake in the description box as well as in the iCards. So once they're nice and done and cool to the touch, you want to remove them from the pan and place them on your wired rack. And because I did butter and flour my pans, honey, they came out smooth. All right then, so now that my cake has cooled completely, I'm gonna go ahead and frost it with my buttercream. This right now it doesn't have to be that pretty because this is my crumb coat. So I'm just gonna frost that up, stick it into the refrigerator until that buttercream actually hardens, and move on to my next step. Since I will be doing a basketball cake, I have to dye my fondant orange. So I'm just gonna take some gel icing, use a toothpick and kind of adjust how much I wanna put on there and knead that in until the fondant is orange. So now that I got the fondant a nice orange color, I'm gonna take a little bit of brown gel food coloring and do the same thing that I did with the orange and just knead that in so it can actually be a basketball color. Basketballs are not orange, they're like a darky orange. I don't know. So now that my cake is all nice and cold, I'm gonna go in and frost my cake to be nice and smooth and pretty using my offset spatula. And if you did have like a flexi type of cake smoother, you can use it at this point, but I didn't. So yeah, what I did was just go very slowly to ice. I kind of wanted to smooth it out, and what I'm doing is I'm just using my offset spatula and icing, like going upwards to make sure that it gets as smooth as I want it to get with. And then I'm just taking off the excess buttercream, and I'm going to do this for both of these cakes, honey. So this process, you do want to take your time just to make sure that it's as smooth as you possibly can get it, because covering it with fondant is going to show all them crumps and bumps, honey. That's just like a plus size woman like myself trying to wear some white leggings. Girl, you're going to see all them bumps, rumps, and crevices. Boo-boo. So now you're going to go ahead and flip it over. I know people are like, girl, stop it. I'm just saying. So you're gonna go ahead and flip it over, and you're gonna ice the top of it because you're gonna put the other half of your spear on top of this. You guys, I did decide to level off this cake right here because it just rose up just a little bit more than I needed it to. So I had to level that off with my knife. So once you put it on top of there, I like to push it down just a little bit. Then I take my buttercream and I just do the same thing that I did before and just go ahead and coat this and make it into a nice round circle, covering the middle part. And what I noticed, what a lot of people do wrong when it comes to frosting a cake, you need a lot of buttercream. That will make it so much easier for you. You just like plop it on there, honey, and take your offset spatula or your flaxseed cake smoother and do the same thing that you did before, getting it nice and smooth. If you put a little bit of ice, buttercream or icing on this, and you're gonna find yourself like, oh no, why isn't it becoming smooth? Because you need to add more, honey. And this is what it's looking like right now. And I gotta go ahead and try to make this cake a little sturdy. No one had cake dowels, and I don't like to use plastic straws because it's bad for the environment. So I use my wooden bamboo strewers, and I had to put 2 of them in there because, as you guys know, strewers are very small. I cut them to the size they need to be. I use the other end to push it down completely. This is the part that I cannot stand about funding cakes, honey. It's the funding. I could color it, I could do everything, but rolling this thing out, because y'all know I can't. Y'all, I don't know. When it comes to me trying to roll something out to be a certain size, I just mess it up all the time. But anyways, you want to go ahead and roll your funding out, not too thin, as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, because if it's too thin, it will rip, honey. And when I tell you it will rip, girl, it will rip, and you gonna want to go to Publix like me and get a cake for these people and say I give up. But you want to go ahead and just put it over your cake. And a tip that I like to tell you guys is to kind of like measure your cake so you can know how wide you need to roll out your fondant. But yeah, take your time, because you will get all kind of rips, dips, and ships up in your cake. Girl, it was too much. I'm telling y'all, I'm over it. I was so over this cake, I had to step back and come back in the morning and redo it. Girl, not me trying to fix it though. So you guys, I done did everything, and I just said I can't do this. I will not give anyone a cake that look like that. Look at this cake. You ain't finna have me on no shade room talking about what I thought I was gonna get and what I actually got. Not easy bakers, honey. So I said, you know what? Not today. Let's go ahead and just take this thing up off of here, and let's try it again in the morning, because this ain't gonna cut it. No, who finna? Girl, So we gonna try it again in the morning. So I woke up bright and early, got my coffee, and just went to work, honey. So I just did not roll it out too thin. I made sure that it was thick enough so it would not have any rips. And then I just did the same process over again, just trying to shape it and fit it to my cake the way I wanted it to fit to my cake. I made a prayer because this cake was actually due this same day, so I didn't have no choice but to get it done. Okay, so there it is. As you guys can see, that is so much better than that mess before. So now I'm taking my little what is that thing called? Y'all know what it's called. And I'm just putting a little dabs of it in the cake to make sure that it get those little indentions like a basketball. And I'm taking a toothpick to outline my lines. And yeah, then I take some decorative icing and I just filled in the lines. Even though my lines will look a little crooked, it's okay. We love it. You get the gist of it. It's good basketball. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I definitely really do appreciate you. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything, leave it down below in the comment section and I will try to answer them. Till next time, talk to you on my next video.